everyone. Welcome to Soul Seekers Tarot and your reading. I'm Corey. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at what are you currently growing aware of and how becoming aware of it transforms your life. Again, what are you currently growing aware of and how becoming aware of it transforms your life. And this is the oracle deck I'm going to use to help you with choosing your piles, whatever you feel drawn to. I'll randomly pull 3 cards from this deck for you to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay. All right, so please use your intuition, but here we go. Here's your first choice is card number 8, which is about changes and abundance, relationships with the sacral chakra. Chakra. Can you see that there? Relationships and sacral chakra. Okay. Pile number 2, we have another yellow one, but this is the solar plexus. That was orange, I guess. Yeah, this is yellow with personal power, your solar plexus chakra. Number 10, that is the ending of something new to begin. Okay, and pile number 3, you have, we have a solar plexus chakra again with card number 11, which is a master number. And the key word is confidence. All right, so those are your 3 piles. If you do not want to use your intuition, we have the numbers for you to choose by. And let's see what we have here. For pile 2, we have number 2 and 6. Pile 3, we have number 5 and 3. And then the final pile 3, we have numbers 1 and 4. Okay? Now, if that doesn't help you, we have the zodiac signs. So you may want to choose your zodiac sign pile or zodiac sign of someone else. We got number 4. We got 4 for that one. 4 for pile 2. And 4 for pile 3. So what do we have to get the debris off the table from that bag? Okay, we've got Aries. Pardon me, guys. Aries, Gemini, Taurus, and Cancer. Okay, that's pile 1. Pile 2, we have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Aquarius. Final pile 3, we have Libra, Leo, Pisces, and Capricorn. Okay, everyone, so that's the 3 piles. Take your time, and I'll be back with you in a tick. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we're going to be looking at what are you currently growing aware of and how becoming aware of it transforms your life. Okay, so you've chosen this pile for the card, or the number, or the zodiac sign in the card. Your significator card is card number 8. All about change and abundance, prosperity and abundance, with relationships as a key word for the sacral chakra. Okay, that's orange color for a chakra. All right, and if you didn't use your intuition, you might have been resonated with one of these numbers. And we've got 2 and 6 as your numbers, whether it's 26 or 62 or just playing 2 or 6 as a favorite number or something that you resonate with. And this card was was sitting over there. I didn't pick it up, so that's going to be the card we're going to choose for today for this reading. All right, guys. If it wasn't your, your intuition or the number, it was zodiac. So we've got Aries, Pisces. No, pardon me, Gemini. I got something else on my mind. Aries, Gemini, Taurus, and Cancer. All right, those are the 4 zodiac signs for this reading. Pile number 1. And these are the oracle decks we'll be using. This is the tarot deck. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with choosing. This one's already been chosen. And that is a major arcana, and now I'm going to use a tarot card. This one jumped, so I'm taking it to help clarify that major arcana's purpose in life for today. Oh, this is one wants to be the one to be chosen. That's the Lenormand. And then we have Alice Tarot. Not Tarot, Oracle. Alice Oracle. Choose that one. And today we're going to use the story cards. That's why I don't have as many oracle cards out today. So we're going to be using the story cards. So what is the story, Archangel Michael? Can you show us with the story cards? I will be pulling randomly 6 cards that tells the story about what are you currently growing aware of. We have that one, that one, that one. Okay. And the 6th one. All right, so we have Princess of the Borderland, Beginnings, Storyteller, Neighbor, Wisdom, and Growth. Very interesting. All right, so for the major arcana, we have Justice. That's the one that wanted to be seen. About balance, about fairness, about, getting the scales of justice, balanced at the same level now. What wasn't coming to you before, what was maybe taken from you is being given back to you. What you didn't realize before, you become aware of now. And then the tarot card for it is the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so has to do with some hard work, whether it has to do with you're becoming aware of something, you're growing aware of something that has to do with your work, your career, what you do for a living, or simply whatever it is that you've been working really hard at to overcome or to achieve or to, just to overcome, achieve, and to overturns something, whatever it might be, that you've been working hard towards. And as you've been working hard towards it, it could be something like, just an example, something like you have been working hard to stay in a positive mindset, a positive frame of mind about something that you desire to have, to see, to experience, to receive. And so much time's been going by that you have been kind of slowly losing hope and gaining a whole lot of doubt about it ever showing up. And you are in the throes of basically walking away from it, or you're just darn, disappointed, frustrated, irritated that is like, when is it going to happen? It's always divine timing, right? I have this feeling it's something that you've been waiting for a long time. You've been working towards it for a long time. So what's the Lenormand? We have clouds, okay? We'll talk about becoming aware of something, right? When the sky, the clouds in the sky part and start to move away, of course, the sun can come through and it illuminates everything. It brings clarity and knowingness to whatever it was that was being hidden from you before. And what does Alice have to say? We have queer-looking party. A queer-looking party. Yeah. It's a queer-looking party. All sorts of animals, even from the sea, are here at this gathering party. It's number 8, so which is in alignment with your chosen pile significator, sacral chakra, with relationships. A queer-looking party. We're going to have a look at that, the meaning of that, in just a moment, okay? All right, so let's have a look at the story here we've got. Start with Princess of the Borderland, and it moves through until we get like, this is like the past, present, future, and then the solution, which is growth. Solution is growth. Okay, so that's very, very positive. We've got wisdom just before it. So gaining an awareness, right? What are you currently growing aware of, and how becoming aware of it transform your life? Well, the tarot will tell us more about that, with the solution being growth. We'll ask, how will it, what kind of growth are we looking at? Okay, what does that look like in your life? Let's see, it'll look different for everybody, obviously, but we'll see if we can get a hint of what area of life maybe. But the Princess of the Borderlands is somebody here who is, kind of standing on the fringe of society. She has her tent here that she lives in, and obviously she feels quite content in this living arrangement. She's by the lake. She's got butterflies, which speaks of love and transformation, right? And she looks like a ballerina. She's got a crown on her head, so that speaks of her being wise, having become wise, connected with the divine. And so she would be receiving downloads of more wisdom, of more awareness, more consciousness. And she's got a beautiful white fairy tale-like ballerina dress on. And there's the city from where she is living outside of, just on the fringes. So she's kind of keeping herself to herself. So it's kind of like hermit energy, and it reminds me of the Justice image here, where the lady who's holding the scales, she kind of looks like she's come from hermit phase, because this is card number 11 in the Major Arcana, and card number 9 is the Hermit, and then card number 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and then it's Justice. So it's kind of looking as though somebody has been spending a lot of time in isolation, or just keeping yourself out of being intermingling with people outside of your home, your residence. You may not go to really any parties or events, things like that. If you were to go to a party, it would look more like this kind of party, where you are communing in nature. This is your party. This is your type of party. If you're going to go out and enjoy yourself, you're going to go out in nature, and you're going to hang out with the birds, the bees, the raccoons, and field mice, fox, owls, and crabs. Maybe being by the sea, or even swimming in the sea, is what you would find is something that you would be very, very interested and enjoy doing. So you've got this Princess of the Borderland, and then we have beginnings beside it. Beginnings, all right? Things are blooming. Things are growing and blooming for you. Of what? It says here on the house. It says, of what went, what want to for. I can't really read that third word in there. So, and I can't make out what it would say. Of what? Want to for. Or maybe it's fear or feel. Want to feel. Of what? Exclamation. Want to feel. That might be what that's saying. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so a new beginning is upon you. You may be growing more and more aware that it's happening. The storyteller is kind of like the high priestess, okay? Somebody who's got an owl of wisdom sitting on her shoulder, whispering to her of the wisdom of the divine, of the unknown, of the unseen. And she has the moon and the star on the middle of her forehead there. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, she is somebody who knows. She's got the moonlight here with words of wisdom coming down as downloads into her mind, her brain, which represents the mind, right? And then her heart is lit up. So she is definitely somebody who has been around for a while, life to lifetime, has stories to tell because of all the experiences and the personal and spiritual development that has taken place within her or him. It doesn't have to be her. And so this person is going to be having a new beginning that is something that she has to become. This is like in the challenge position in this deck or in this spread. So it's about really tuning in, tapping into one's intuition to gain the balance of what it is that you feel has been unjustly kept from you, hidden from you, unjustly kept hidden from you, that you have been working so hard to try and to see, to realize, to become aware of, to achieve, to have, and to hold, and to receive. All right, so you've been working really hard. You've been trying to master, which is the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles, trying to master your ability to become a master manifestor, let's say, through the art of evolving, spiritual development, spiritual growth, reaching for the fifth dimension and higher, not only just focusing on the third dimension, the 3D material world, but also bringing in the very magical, eternal, spiritual energy, spiritual mind, bringing that into your 3D reality. Or it's more like you bring the 3D reality into spirit reality. It's said that the divine will never come into the dream with us, will never come into the dream to be with us. The divine would, because the divine does not acknowledge or recognize that we are actually having these physical experiences, because we are pure consciousness. After all, we're not any of this that we believe to be true, our true reality. We're not any of this. In fact, none of this is going on. It's just an illusion that was thought of in just a small smidgen second, if that, nanosecond, where the mind thought for just the divine's mind or consciousness split into like two minds kind of thing for just a moment, where that it's consciousness one side, pure consciousness one side, and then mind or consciousness on the other side, not pure consciousness. And just for that moment of time, if there was such thing, it thought it could be something it was not and could never be, which would be a physical body, right? Living in a physical world. Pure consciousness is everything, but it's nothing. It's no thing. There's no matter. There's no matter. There's no thing. So there's no reason to be upset about anything in this world once you grasp the idea that none of this is truly your reality. And so this is what you become aware of when you become that storyteller. You're the storyteller of dreams, of illusions. You tell what you've learned from lifetime to lifetime, when you've grown to realize that none of this is real, and therefore there is absolutely no reason to be upset for anything. It does feel very, very real when we're moving through it in our physical 3D world, like if someone were to pick me with the pin, it would hurt, right? And I would experience that. But as far as our emotions getting all tangled up in a knot over something, let's say someone poked me with a pin and it hurt, and I go, what'd you do that for? I would become very quickly aware, because of the personal and spiritual development I have achieved throughout my time working really, really hard on trying to become mastering my emotions, bringing that balance between mind and heart, where I moved into, and I stay as best as I can for as long as I can, into a neutral state where there's there's not one extreme to another with my emotions or my thinking. I am more like on a very even keel, living my days, and I have realized that being in that neutrality, and I do this through meditation, right? I get myself into a state of neutrality by simply bringing myself into our true reality, which is pure consciousness, where there's no thing, so therefore there's no matter. There's no matter, and so there's no matter. There's no reason to be upset. So that person pokes me with a pin. If I was not in balance with that, I might, want to punch them, right? I might get really, really angry. I might hold a grudge for a long time and just not truly understand why they did what they did. And right now, if someone were to poke me with a pin, it would hurt. And I would be upset in that very split moment, and I'd say, look, buddy, you need to get away from me with that pin and don't do it again. That's what I would do. That would be like setting up boundaries, right? Don't ever come towards me and do that again. But I'm not, notice my voice isn't like really, really angry, and I'm not saying things like, you're a this, you're a that, how could you, I'm going to hold a grudge from you, I'm never going to forgive you, I don't want to have anything more to do with you. I don't have any of those kind of emotional responses anymore, because I've come to terms with the neutrality. The reality of our existence is that everything is done for a reason, and the reason is to help us wake up to the reality of neutrality, if you want to say that. Have you ever asked yourself, what would life be like if I didn't get so emotionally involved in things? Upset? Angry? What would my life be like then? What would it look like? Have you ever asked yourself that? I know I have, and that's why I set out on a journey to try and fix that about me. And fixing that about me was actually telling or asking the divine to help me do that, to truly bring the divine into my life, to have faith in the divine and trust the divine, that the divine really has my back and is trying to protect me and wake me up to the reality that I do not have to be angry anymore. I do not have to be feeling abandoned, neglected, hurt in any way. Being in a state that doesn't allow us to be in neutral, the reward is peace. Peace of mind, calmness, and abundance and prosperity, because become that magnet where all things 3D, all things, not the no thing, which is pure consciousness, all things in the 3D realm, we attract all this goodness when we allow ourselves to really, truly become, because we know it, we trust it, we believe it, and we behave like it. We speak it, we act it, that we know that there's the divine is within all of us. And so with that realization, that awareness, what are you currently growing aware of? That awareness that you're currently growing aware of is actually going to start bringing in not only growth at first, which is the solution here, with the wisdom that you're receiving as a result, of tapping into your higher mind of the unknown, so that you can be the storyteller of what is true and real, because the things are not real. The no thing is what's real. That's where we really are. And it's not we, it's one. We are one in pure consciousness. So you will be rewarded the more and more you become more and more of the belief, like solidified, concreted, convicted, that the reality of this life is just a simple illusion. There's no reason to be upset about anything. Sure, you can be, but you're going to quickly correct your emotional response to something, and you're going to get back on track right away and get on with your life, and you're going to be happy. You're going to remain happy, at peace, calm, and abundant, prosperous, magnetizing from the universe, which is all-giving universe, whether it's giving up things that are negative or giving up things that are positive. It's all-giving universe, which represents God, if you want to say. It's an all-giving universe, so whatever your heart is, if it's focused on love, you will attract all things that represent, that can be considered love. That goodness, right? Any kind of goodness. Anything you can think of that's goodness. That is a heart. That is love that you'll be attracting into your life. And who doesn't want that kind of life? You'll have a loving person who's devoted to you, that you're truly, madly, and deeply in love with. You'll have a great family life with kids, if that's what you want. You'll have just anything that you want in your life. A great career that's satisfying to you, or if you want to be a housewife or a house husband that makes you tick, then that's going to make you really, really happy. You're just going to feel like you have the greatest life on planet Earth. Okay, so what it is that this is the theme, of course, and we've got like the main issue being on the borderland. This is the conflict, or the challenge, the beginning. It's a new beginning. The past is that you have elevated yourself into relying on your intuition. The present is the neighbor. The future is wisdom, and the solution is growth. So the conflict or the challenge would be a new beginning. New beginning, to me, what I see is that you are being asked to not just sit in like hermit land, where it's the outside the fringe, right? You're on the fringe of society, just keeping to yourself and not sharing yourself, your wisdom with others. Basically, what that boils down to. So then, it's the challenge is for you to do something else, to do what it is that you want to do. Do what it is that you want to do, not necessarily. Do what it is that you're feeling guided to do. Do what it is that you're feeling guided, intuitively guided to do, not what necessarily you want to see happen, that you've been working hard towards. Okay? That you've been working on, wanting to achieve something. Let's come up with an example. An example might be you are, okay, let's go with an example of, let's say there's somebody that you had a relationship in the past, and it didn't go well, the two of you went your separate ways, but you can't stop thinking about them. Let's just say that. Okay, you can't stop thinking about them, you want them back in your life. That's what you want. That's what you want. Okay, that's what you want. And it would be justice to you. It would be bringing you into balance. This is what you feel, okay? That it would be just. That this person would come back, they'd be changed, things would be better, things would be different. The two of you could be together. The unknown, anything that was uncertain or hidden from you before, the skies will part and the sun will come through, things will be clear. And in any case, you're going to, what you've been doing is hanging out with, in nature more so than hanging out in the other, because what happened was that it broke you down so much that when the two of you split, it broke you down so much. This is just my example. Because this is a relationship card, right? It says relationship on it. the sacral chakra, this, where your sexual organs are, the chakra there. So you have been, hanging out with nature instead of with people, instead of getting to know other suitors, okay? Somebody else that could come into your life that you might be very, very happy with, but you won't know it when you're hanging out and keeping yourself to yourself. Okay, so the divine here is going to be parting the clouds for you to show you that the clarity is what you're growing aware of is that you need to have a new beginning. You need to walk away from having this dream of wanting to reunite and reunite and just get back together with an old love or an old energy, the past, with the past. And this is what your story has been. From what I can gather from this, I just received. What I can gather from this is that this has been like a dance. The two of you, this past person, and you. Now it's becoming your story. It's not just an example now. What it's becoming a story where the two of you have been doing this dance from lifetime to lifetime where you have not been able to get together. Not on the same page. One needed to grow, the other one had already grown. And then the next lifetime, same thing. They come together and that one still hadn't grown or grown a little bit. The other one keeps growing and it's just kind of like having a king with a page. King and a page. As the king is the one that's growing and developing, and then the page is the one that's still kind of immature. Spiritually, maybe otherwise, too. So the new beginning is being asked of you so that you can step outside of this story that you've been in with this person, doing the the dance, round and round, from one life to another, and just get to the point where you're going to be so close to a breakthrough with wisdom. The neighbor is somebody that's nearby, right? This one's having a coffee, looking out the window at you. You're nearby. The two of you can communicate actually because you're on the street. And they're up in there with their window open. The two of you can speak to each other. You know each other. They're nearby. So you're going to be collaborating with or communicating with somebody near and dear to you, whether that's your inner wisdom, which is wisdom, or somebody that is maybe in your neighborhood that you have not taken notice of. But they may be taking a notice of you, or they haven't taken notice of you either yet. But there is somebody else nearer to you that you just don't see as a potential suitor to you. Okay, you haven't been seeing that, and now you're being asked to open up your eyes. Basically, get outside of yourself. You've done your dark night of the soul. You've done your growing. You've sought wisdom. You sought guidance, light through what is just, what is right for you. You have been asking for justice, and you've been working hard by changing yourself so that you're the person that you'd want to be with, right? If you just were going to be with yourself, you're the person you want to be with. You've been working hard on yourself. So might be that the divine is telling you the person from the past is just not there. They're not on the same page with you. They wouldn't, and if they were to come back, the two of you would be doing that dance again. But you wouldn't do it for very long because of the growth that you've already stepped into. But the same is, it's still saying that if this person would show up in your life again, you would consider it. You would seriously have a look at it until you start to realize that this person really isn't a whole lot different than they were before and that things could end badly again. So you are being asked to have a look in your environment to the near and dear, and that would include yourself, because As you do that, that's showing that you have truly grown, that you're wising up. You become wise in the sense that perhaps what it is that you've been wanting is not what's best for you. That you've been working for is right. You're working hard to become the person you'd want to be with, okay? You definitely are doing that. But the person that you're trying to be all that for or with is not necessarily the person the divine has coming your way. That's what I'm getting. Though you are somebody who has been living the life of great times with basically the divine, which is nature, right? Great times with the divine, getting to know yourself inside and out by getting to know, nature in all its many forms. You just feel so comfortable and relaxed in nature because you're like at one with the bird, at one with the bumblebee. You understand and you relate to them, and it makes you feel good being in their presence, and probably vice versa for them. So the solution is growth. All right, we got growth here. That's the solution, the outcome. You are presently looking at we got past, present, and we got past, present, and future, which is wisdom, and then the solution is growth. I'm just, I'm new to using this deck, and I'm trying to remember how these cards, what positions, places they sit in, so please forgive me. All right, so let's find out from Tarot what the Tarot has to say for the story. All right, we've got Four of Air, which is the Four of Swords. That's taken time to relax, to gain that wisdom. Because, when you're in the Four of Swords, you're there putting all your thoughts down for a while and truly relaxing so that you can be in that mind, that neutralized mindset where you can receive the wisdom of the divine that's trying to bring your life into equilibrium and to help you live the life as happy as you're meant to be living it. Okay, so let's find out. We've got the High Priestess. This is like that. So respite time opens up your mind and helps you. So if it's meditation, where you can sit down and relax and shut the world out for a while to slow your thoughts down, to open up to those downloads. There's like all these words here, right? Words of wisdom coming through to you, the High Priestess. You'll become aware of what it is that has been hidden from you, or that you've hidden from yourself because of a certain thing or place or person you want, and the divine is trying to guide you into getting to know that this is not necessarily your path, to go on a path towards that thing, that person, that place, whatever. We have the Nine of Fire, which is the Nine of Wands. This is a seeker, right? Somebody who is ready for, the fight. All eyes, and all these eyes are on her. That should check out to see what she's going to do next. She's ready to do whatever is necessary because she's realizing that her pursuit of passion is all important, because it's passion that makes us feel alive, right? So you are looking at your situation now through the eyes of wisdom and saying, I have been wounded from before, and it's not the one who wounded me that may be the best thing for me, or the situation that wounded me that took, if you worked for a certain company and they let you go and they were really terrible about doing it, left you in a hard way, in a bad way, you may be looking at it and saying, I'm not going to, that company did this, that, and the other thing and left me in a bad way. Now I'm going to, so that's why I'm wounded, right? with the bandage around the head. It's like the mental illness, kind of mentally in pain. I am going to use my passion to do what I need to do to find the work and the company that I want to work for that's going to treat me right, treat me well. You've got the sun. This is illumination. This is enlightenment. It's funny. It's got the devil's horns on this angel here. And the clouds are there, and they're parting, and the sun is coming through the angel's wings, and the divine is answering, is bringing light in to what was otherwise a dark space, was the forest, right? Dark forest. Yeah, that's what's happening with you. You are becoming aware of the fact that, yeah, you're currently growing aware of the fact that what it is that you've been thinking is right for you is not right for you. You've been having those thoughts where you've kind of been doubting that what you thought was right for you was right for you. And then we have the Ace of Wands. And there's a brand new beginning that the divine is offering up to you that is pure passion. Passion, and, of course, with that, along with that is excitement, motivation, your heart beating kind of thing. You are feeling alive and excited and starting to have ideas of inspiration, that things that you can do in your life that are going to be going to bring you happiness and gratification, satisfaction, right? So you will be able to have a brand new beginning with the Ace of Wands under the auspice of the sun, the sun's energy of healing, of rebirthing, of feeling alive, of feeling motivated and enlightened, just happy and just happy and feeling like that things are improving for you, and there's reason to celebrate in your life. Reason to celebrate in your life. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. So you got two aces right away. I just moved all these cards so I could see. Now I'm going to do it again. Okay. Can you see that? Good. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. So you're going to have a passionate, you're going to feel inspired to move towards someone or something. Like I've said, that there's somebody else on your radar, within your radar, let's just say. Maybe not on your radar yet, there might be, but there's somebody else within your radar area that is the one the divine wants you to look at, to notice, okay, to see. Because they're parting the clouds of illusion, of thinking that it would be best for you to have this person to be working at that job, to be, doing something else that has to do with making money, whatever it is that you feel is right for you, that you have been feeling that way for a long time. And so you've been working hard on being able to bring that back into your life, or to bring it into your life, to attract it into your life. The divine's saying do not, they don't want to say, dare say, waste your time. Because nothing's ever a waste of your time, because we learn from our mistakes, right? So the divine is just saying, child, I love you. I love you so dearly. I want you to be happy. I only wish that you could see how I'm trying to point your vision, your mind, on moving forward instead of being focused on the thing from the past. Okay? Because there's something else that the divine wants you to become aware of. Someone else, something else. So the Ace of Pentacles is that tangible thing. It's receiving. It's being open to receive. To receive that very tangible thing. So where, you might run into the person that's in your radar area very, very soon. You'll be running into them, meeting them in some way, maybe at maybe at a weird party. Maybe this person loves to be out in nature. Maybe they like to go to a certain park or something that you are either going to learn about going to or you've been going to yourself, that you just, never run into this person because your mind has always been on someone else. So you're not going to be on the same path, quite literally speaking, with somebody that is right for you because we got our energy or focus on someone else instead. So the divine would never bring the person that is truly right for you onto your path until you are ready to actually become aware of them. Because it would be like, you'd be missing each other and not noticing each other because you're both, it's just like you don't see the door that you walked by that was the right door for you because you weren't ready for it. So that's kind of the same idea. But the divine is saying that you do that. You get yourself out of your worry, scare, out of your concern of putting yourself back out there, right? Relationship, dating, if that's it, applying for another different job, different company, whatever that might be for you, or putting yourself back out there in terms of getting an education, a degree, so that you can go on a certain career path that will be different, because once you go back to school, you might be applying for a certain major track towards a certain major. And as you're taking these different classes, and that's the reason why we have to take all those core classes, the ones that we say, why do I have to take that for? Right? I won't have, I don't need to take calculus, because what I want to do isn't going to have anything to do with calculus. It's just a waste of my tuition, my money and my time having to take these classes. Well, it's all about, they say, it's all about giving you a little taste of this, that, the other thing, just in case you change your mind about the major you're currently in. You might find something, like, for example, me, I went into sociology to become a sociologist, a social worker, I guess, right? Social worker. And after I took, and this is no lie, after I took psychology for social work, I found psychology to be really intriguing to me. That's when psychology was really not a big thing, and not a major and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't a major. But by the time I started, I came back to the United States from living in Australia, doing social work, going to school of social work there, which is where I came across the class, that I then went, this psychology seems like something I would be very interested in. So when I came back to America, I right away talked to an advisor at the university I would go to and ask them about psychology. And then, sure, lo and behold, there's a bachelor degree in psychology that then you can major in afterwards too. So I took that track. But that's what that's all about, all these core classes, so that you might actually become enlightened that there is something else of a career that you might want to follow through the path of this education first. So that kind of thing that I'm talking about. Then you have the Eight of Fire, which is the Eight of Wands, and that's go, 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 right? That's like movement, fast movement forward after you've become aware of the very thing that is tangible to you. You can go to school and start these classes. That's tangible. You might get a lump sum of money. That's tangible. That's going to help you to start your own business or to go on a vacation. And then, or this person that's in your environment, you meet them and you just like kind of strike up a conversation with this person. You start thinking, I wonder about, this person seems interesting. I wouldn't mind going out for coffee or having dinner with them at some point in time. That kind of thing. That's the Ace of Pentacles kind of thing. New beginning, with that feeling motivated and uplifted that you should really just put yourself out there, right? Put yourself out there, have that new beginning, and stop cloistering yourself. Secluding yourself. Is that the word? I don't know. And then we have the Elder of Fire, which is the King of Wands. And that's you going, yee-haw, I am fired up. I am all fired up, and I am on, I'm moving. I'm making things happen. Look at this. The sun in the one hand. Yeah, and there's a spider web there above the left hand. I'm not sure what that means, but there's all those eyes there. Here are in this card with the Nine of Wands. All the eyes are on the king's robe, which kind of looks like a woman to me. And all the roses. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, you are all fired up and taking action, taking control and taking charge of your life, going on a different path than you are currently on or were on very, very recently. And making things happen in your life that is going to allow you, because the divine is like, you start following their guidance, the divine's guidance, it rolls out the red carpet for you, and you're going to start thinking that your poop doesn't stink. Pardon me, but you're going to be feeling pretty happy about your life. Pretty darn happy. Realizing that you've spent so much time and energy on this other thing that wasn't right for you. And it doesn't mean that this person doesn't come back around at some point. Maybe they will, and they'll be super changed. They'll be different. If it's right for you then, they will be on the same page as you then. But just right now, they are not. They are not. And the job that you've been trying to work towards, like if you're in a company and you would really like that supervisor's position, that you think if you're in the supervised position, no longer in just the low man on the totem pole kind of thing, that you will have, you'll have clout. Of course, you'll probably get a pay raise, and you'll likely, just be seen as somebody worthy, right? Well, the divine is saying, and I talked about this in the target sense, where my daughter was on the floor, kind of like just a sales rep, but somebody who straightened out their areas of the store, always keeping it tidy, neat, clean kind of thing, but helping shoppers as well at the same time. Well, she did such a good job, and people she worked with liked her so much that they offered her a supervisor's position. If that's what they call it, I don't know. But she thought to herself, and she's been thinking about going back to school, but maybe I'll put it off for another semester or whatever. Well, when she was offered that, it's kind of like it was tempting for her to say yes, kind of like this with the devil there, the light saying yes, because the sun card is yes. It was tempting to say yes and just go for it, but then she started thinking beyond that time. And she started having, she was stepping into the energy of wisdom. This is fine if I become a supervisor of my people on the floor. What after that? And then what after that? Really, there's nothing. Unless you get into corporate target kind of thing. But on the floor, in the store, the supervisory position is about the highest you can go. Other than store manager, maybe. That kind of thing. But she knew that's not what she wanted. She knew that it wouldn't get her what she wanted. She knew that, but she was trying to deny the idea that she needed to go back to school, or that she needed to go to school. And she didn't want to have to go to school. She really didn't. But she started realizing, becoming aware of, growing aware of the fact that she wanted to have what she is currently experiencing now, because she did make the decision to go back to school. She wanted to have that kind of work life and life. As a result, she needed to go back to school. She needed to turn down the supervisor's position, because if she had become a supervisor, they would expect her to be there, and she wouldn't be able to work around going back to school hours kind of thing. But on the floor, as just somebody who worked on the floor with in their department helping shoppers, she could kind of curate her time at work around her time spent in school, stuff like that. So she became wise enough to find the solution, that if she wanted growth in her life, the kind of growth that she knew was going to make her very, very happy, she had to turn down the offer to evolve within the company in that store, and just make the decision that she basically forcing herself to go back to school, which she really didn't want to have to go to school. So that's what I know about that. And that's what it looks like, is that you have had on your mind for quite some time a wish that you would have this experience, whatever that experience is to you. And so you've been working towards having that kind of experience. Like at work, like I said, you may be on the floor kind of thing, and you'd like to become the supervisor, and you're hoping that the company would come to you and offer it to you, and it just hasn't happened. Or they are offering it to you right now. Well, the divine is saying, like, put your brakes on for a moment, get yourself into respite time so that you can receive the downloads that you need in order for you to make a discerning decision about your future moving ahead as a warrior that says, I'm not going to take disappointment and letdowns anymore, because I'm always going after something I feel is right for me. I'm going to allow the divine to enlighten me about what's right for me, what's my right path, so that I can be motivated and excited about taking that path. If it's going back to school, for example, and going back to school that's the tangible part, that the divine is opening up the pathways to you being successful about getting accepted at school, the schooling that is best for you, best suited for you and your career path, and so forth and so on. And then it's like all systems go. Things are going to be moving very, very quickly for you, because once you get walking on the path the divine is trying to bring your awareness to, it's just like it's all systems go, and you're just taking charge to take control, and you're just going to be very, very successful at whatever it is that you are feeling motivated and inspired to do. Okay, guys? So I think that that's what we're looking at here with pile number 1. And I wish you all the best with that. So I hope that this was helpful to you. And did I answer for you and how becoming aware of it transforms your life? I don't think I did, to tell you the truth. I mean, your life's going to be transformed. Obviously growth, right? Growth, becoming wise and growing exponentially with being the king of wands, okay? That's the highest of the minor arcana, is the king. So the major arcana is the emperor and empress, right? Okay, so let's find out from the divine, Archangel Michael, how becoming aware of this will transform the collective's life. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, transforming your life. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. You're going to be balanced if it doesn't have anything to do with the relationship. Your life is going to be full of living out your dreams of prosperity and abundance and in nature, right? You're still going to be enjoying time in nature. You're going to be able to do things with other people in nature. Queen of Pentacles is a very committed, hardworking individual, and they are truly, truly smart when it comes to their money. Okay, so this is that you're going to have the money. You're going to have the money to do what it is the Queen of Pentacles would do with their money. And you're going to have a whole lot of playtime as the Knight of Wands energy. Knight of Wands energy is all about play. It's all about impulsiveness. It's all about spontaneity. It's all about, doing whatever feels right, feels good in the moment, whether it's right or not. But, you're going to be discerning, of course, because that's where wisdom comes in. You're going to be discerning, and you're going to have the fun that is not going to be not the type of fun that is going to hurt another person or yourself. But you're just going to be enjoying life with a whole lot of, bounce in your step kind of thing. And then you've got the Queen of Wands, which is the counterpart to the King of Wands, right? So you are if it's not a relationship, you are just, becoming very attractive to others, other companies, other people, other situations, other circumstances. You are becoming that magnet to all things exciting and just someone who is totally just fired up and motivated about being all those things, having all kinds of experiences, because that's the fun in life for the Queen of Wands. Okay, the Queen of Wands is somebody that's the life of the party. Everybody likes them. They're sought after. They're seen as being very, very attractive, whether you're physically attractive or personality attractive, spirit, mind, and soul, right? And you're just going to be stepping into just greatness in the sense of being so confident and so assured of yourself and your life, your path moving forward, that you can't get any happier, kind of thing. But if it's a relationship, you're meeting your counterpart. This is you and this is them. You're on the path to the Queen of Pentacles. This could be the opposite. Like if you're a woman watching this, you could be the king, and the person that's in your radar area is the queen, in the queen energy. Okay, you're in the king energy, so nice balance. Or it's just that you are bringing balance to yourself because of the path that you decided to take that is right for you and has been right for you for a long time, but you just hadn't seen it before. But you are definitely going in the right direction if you say yes to it. You're definitely reaching for the stars, not only the stars and the heavens, but you're living very comfortably in this particular physical world, the 3D world. You're going to be prosperous and abundant, and you're still going to be living your dreams. Living your dreams, because the Queen of Pentacles, lives in the realm of her dreams. And you're going to be very still spending time in nature. The bunny rabbit's there. It has to do with abundance, right? So very abundant and full of life. Queen of Wands, full of life. But having a great time doing it with the Knight of Wands energy. Wow, that's a fantastic. That's how you're transforming. You're getting the crown put on your head. You got the crown here. You got the crown here, and you have the crown as the Queen of Pentacles. The crown as the Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's your transformation is of the royalty nature, royalty of wisdom, and abundance. Happiness and abundance, all that you can have, all that you can imagine, will be yours. You just have to say yes to what it is you have been becoming aware of and changing your track. Just a slight change from going towards what you thought was right for you to just moving in a slightly different direction or a slightly different foot over from the path that you are currently on. Okay, everyone, I hope that was helpful to you in some way. And until next time, take care of yourself. Please subscribe, and we'll catch up with you again next week. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to look at today the question about what are you currently growing aware of and how becoming aware of it transforms your life. Okay, you have chosen the card that says Personal Power of the Solar Plexus Chakra, number 10, which is the ending for a new beginning. All right, and that if you didn't choose this card with your intuition, you chose with the number, and you got the numbers 3 and 5 for 35 or 53 or however you want to look at it. That was your numbers to choose from. If it's not the numbers, you chose your zodiac, and we got Virgo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Sagittarius as the zodiac signs for this reading. Okay. And these are the Oracle decks, and this is the Tarot deck that we're going to be using. You're starting off with the Major Arcana. Which one wants to show itself for the reading? That one does. And then we have, of course, the Tarot to help clarify, and I guess these are the ones that want to come out. Yeah. That, when I was shuffling the deck after the first pile's reading, this popped out. It wants to be seen. Now it's popped out again. So we have the Devil and the Tree of Life. Very interesting. All right. And we'll be doing the story cards today. And the Lenormand. What's the Lenormand that wants to be seen? And Alice. Then we have the Tarot. All right. Story cards. Let's find out what the story cards want to tell us with 6 cards. Okay, and so let's find out what the Oracle wants to say here. We've got the Major Arcana of the Fool. Okay, somebody's a fresh beginning, a new start, a risk, a leap of faith. Then we have the Devil to clarify, and the Tree of Life. Now, the Tree of Life is it's like spiritual growth. The many paths that take you eventually to enlightenment, right there. But we usually meander this way and that way, learning life's lessons, kind of thing that finally get us there. Whereas we could have, if we just tuned in to our inner guidance, we could have just went straight up. But we don't usually do that. Yep. Tree of Life, spirituality, the Fool. So, what are you currently growing aware of? You're growing aware of a new beginning that is tempting for you, that is questioning your spirituality. Let's see. Let's see some more. The Lenormand is Clover. That's a card of luck. It's number 2. Six of Pentacles, so balance. 6 of Pentacles, get equal give and take. It's luck. Number 2 has to do with partnerships, balance. 2 things. And then Alice. What does Alice have to say? The Queen Alice. Number 36 card. Number 36 is 9, and that's something coming to an end. 10 is end of something. So the end for a brand new beginning, which is the Fool, right? Okay. So we got Alice. What's the story that you're becoming aware of? Being called. This is in the position of the main issue or the character, but being called. You're being called. Right here. Which is number 2. The second place is the challenge, being in union with. See, I was speaking of this, taking a leap of faith, starting a new beginning. There's personal power. Power is your solar plexus. That's what your solar plexus is about, your personal power, where you gain your confidence and whatnot. And personal power is you finding within yourself the strength of your inner strength, which is being united with your inner self, the divine, right? And then we have self-reliance, which is in the position of the past. Okay, and then the present position is unity. Again, it's all about unity. You got union and unity. And then the future is intuition. Being in, tuned in, tapped in and turned on to your personal power through your intuition. And then the solution is mother. That's, creation. Creating, giving birth to, could literally become someone who is wanting to be pregnant, becomes pregnant. But let's just say you have been called to step into partnership with your inner self. This is, you are becoming aware of, there's like an itch that you have been needing to scratch, that has been asking you to take some time out during your day to put the crown on, which is tapping into your divine wisdom, your higher self, your highest self, the crown, Holy Spirit. Okay? The Holy Spirit is the voice of God, and it's what is in the dream with us, in this illusion. God itself, the pure consciousness, is not in the dream, because God doesn't acknowledge that we are dreaming, that we are people, places, and things. But he acknowledges, if you call God a he, whatever you call your deity, God acknowledges that we think we are separate, like there's we instead of just one, that we are separate, and that we are in some kind of reality that has to do with physical matter, 3D, and planets, universes, and, solar systems, and whatnot. So that's a wonderful father for you, to acknowledge that whatever the child is thinking is not necessarily true, but it has the wherewithal to know that whatever the child thinks and believes in is what becomes the child's reality. So therefore, the guidance that he will put in your dream to be with you, to help guide you back to your reality of oneness, he puts that into the dream with you as the Holy Spirit. So what the conflict is, or the challenge is, that you to reunite with your inner self, with the God within you, being tempted to stay separate, like doing things on your own without including the divine as your guide. That's self-reliance. Instead of being reliant on your inner self, you're reliant on your illusion, your ego, right? What feeds the ego? What feeds the ego? That sort of thing. So it's like, basically, do I take a leap of faith, being with the ego at my helm, because I speak of this quite often, ego at the helm of my life, which is the subconscious mind guiding the conscious mind to do this, that, and the other thing. Or are we going to allow myself to evolve and grow and listen to inner guidance that is quiet? It's quiet. It whispers. It doesn't shout. Now, the devil energy, the ego energy shouts. Okay? This is quiet energy. So it basically requires that you get yourself into the position of being able to receive the whispers of the divine, of guidance that you need in order for you to experience the kind of life that is going to bring you all sorts of... You make your own luck, but unless you are in the right mindset to make your own luck, your luck becomes something of it's fleeting. It rarely happens. Every now and again you feel lucky. But when you are following your inner guidance, because you're allowing yourself to reach up and tap into that, putting the crown of the Holy Spirit on you, allowing yourself to listen to the Holy Spirit's whispers, which is God whispering in the dream to you. This is who you are. This is what you deserve. And if you follow my way, you will have all that you could ever imagine and more. No longer being reliant on yourself, only on your inner ego self, because ego is really another name for fears. We do things because we're afraid we won't get this. We're afraid this will happen. We're afraid that won't happen. And we're just afraid of and having doubts and concerns and worries and frustration and anger and all those things that are under the umbrella of fear, which is under the umbrella of the ego. There's ego and then there's the divine. The two things. Ego is of the mind. The divine is of the heart. Okay, the soul, heart. So unity this is the present. This is the present energy of you allowing yourself to be united. United with the land and sea here. With the land and the sea. That's the mind and the heart, right? The mind and the emotion. Water. Land is mind. Water is emotion. So mind and heart are united. United. That's your present energy. Okay? You're becoming aware that you are moving into going past being just reliant on your and I shouldn't say relying on your fears, because who wants to be relying on our fears? But that's basically what it boils down to, is that we operate from a fear-based reality from our past. That whatever we experienced in our past then becomes what we're experiencing now and what becomes our future. It's a vicious cycle. And in order to be able to step out of that cycle, get off that merry-go-round that's not so merry, is to be able to say, I need to unite with my heart, with the unity here. Unite with my heart, which is my soul, which is God, the Holy Spirit in this illusion. Okay? And seek and receive that wisdom that will bring me, this is enlightenment and happiness, right? Enlightenment and happiness of partnership with the divine. And when we do become aware that we are uniting our heart and our mind with our heart and so forth, that we're both listening to each other, and taking the risk of following the guidance that you're receiving, because you're going to either receive, you're either going to listen to your fears or listen to what you're feeling intuitively, your heart speaking to you, those whispers of the Holy Spirit, to take your next leap of faith. Are you going to start out on a new path, a new opportunity in your life from the past, like bringing the past with you through those ego fears or experiences that you had before that is basically dictating how you're going to think and feel moving forward. And oftentimes we think and feel from pessimism and worry and fears of the past, of what things have happened. If I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, if I do this and I do that, what will happen to me? Oh, likely this will happen to me. Well, it will if that's what you think and feel. It will. It will not turn out well for you. But if you allow yourself to open up to the guidance of the inner wisdom, which is saying, I want you to be very, very happy moving forward and feeling safe and secure moving forward, but happy and abundant. If you open yourself up to that and say, hey, it's possible, right? It's possible for me to feel safe and secure under the tutelage of the Holy Spirit in this illusion, in this dream, this life, this reality we call life, right? And you're becoming aware of the fact that what you're currently growing aware of is that there is reason and purpose for you to be in that kind of mindset and heart-based reality of balance, equilibrium, of listening to your desires, listening to your inner guidance, using your mind to listen to your heart is what I'm trying to say. and your heart is going to be speaking to you through your mind, right? Because everything's in the mind. And this is the intuitive thing. So your heart speaks to you, whispers to you, the Holy Spirit is speaking to you. It's whispering to you. God is whispering to you through the Holy Spirit from outside of the illusion, if there's such a thing. There isn't. That it's whispering to you all the guidance you would ever need in order for you to move towards whatever it is that you want to take a leap of faith in. And it could be something like you wanting to become pregnant. It could be that the mother is like the Empress. It's the creative one. It's the one that births new worlds. It's the one that is going to create all the perfect balance and abundance that's going to lead to all sorts of luck, if that's what you want to call it. But it's destiny, really, is what it is, more so than luck. You create your destiny, more so the kind of destiny that you really do want to experience and may not realize it right now, or might be denying it right now. You will be moving towards a destiny that is going to make you like crazy happy, crazy abundant, crazy satisfied, satiated, just crazy in love, crazy this and crazy that. It's going to be like, this is the Empress, the creator of life, of all good things, nurturing, the one who receives and gives birth. It's like, you can't get better, especially in tarot, than the Empress. You can't get better than that. Well, besides the Emperor, okay? But as far as the feminine energy goes with the queens, right, you can't get better than the Empress. What's best is the unity, the union between the feminine and the masculine, the Empress and the Emperor. So you will automatically do that if you get yourself in union with the Holy Spirit, because that Holy Spirit represents that balanced feminine masculine energy. Okay, let's see what Tarot has to say about your story. We have, let's put her down here. No, over here. Okay. And move these. Fiddling with my cards. We have the High Priestess. Wow. High Priestess, right? That's your intuition right here. Intuition. Wow. That's listening to your inner guidance. We have the Three of Swords. Healing from previous heartbreak. You know, previous heartbreak doesn't have to be a relationship that's broken your heart. It could be just being heartbroken that things haven't worked out for you in your career, in a friendship, within your family relationships. It could be something like you are heartbroken because, you know, the very thing that you coveted or whatever has been lost or broken in some way. Okay? And here you are. What are you trying to do? Glue it back together again. Trying to glue it back together again. And it's never going to be the same, but you can heal it by bringing the glue between, putting glue between you and the higher self, the Holy Spirit. You and that feminine masculine balance. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I'm going to move these guys here. This is what I did for pile 1. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Cups. That's you being, personally satisfied. Personally. Like, irregardless if it's a wish fulfillment, it's a wish fulfillment. You're personally very, very happy, very satisfied, feeling good, whether it's in a relationship, wanting to be in a relationship with somebody, or just whatever it is that you've coveted, you're going to be able to, it's going to be healed, and you're going to be able to receive that which you didn't have before, that was breaking your heart, that you didn't have it. It's going to happen for you. As long as it's because you've been listening to your inner divinity, it's going to lead you on that path to everlasting happiness, satiation, satisfaction. If we make the choice with the devil or the ego, and going from past fears and experiences and going against our inner guidance, our inner wisdom saying, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. I really, really want this. And it's not, you intuitively know that it's not necessarily what it is, that the guide that you're receiving guidance in, that the divine would not have you go this direction with this person or thing, towards somebody, towards something, whatever. You intuitively know that, but you do it anyways. That's listening to your fears, because you have an insecurity in you that says, if I don't get what I want, then I'm unworthy, which is a lie, right? It's a lie. We tell ourselves, we've been telling ourselves ever since we're kids, for some of us, right? But you may be telling yourself that you got to have what you want to have, because if you don't get what you want, then you're something less than who you are. You're less than who you are in some way. And I say that with love in my heart, okay? That you might have those thoughts about yourself, that you're less than who you are in some way. All right, so let's see what else we got. You're going to be inwardly very satisfied. Judgment, that's untying yourself, freeing yourself. The flames are burning the rope from you allowing yourself to be all wrapped up in wrongdoing or thoughts that you have not been receiving. The Nine of Cups energy, wish fulfillment, right? Not been receiving that which belongs to you. That which belongs to you inherently from the divine, from the universe, belongs to you. It could be a true love. It could be the job you want, the car you want, whatever. The finances, the status, whatever it is. You've been feeling misjudged and left out. That you are going to be making a different decision now, because you're of the mind, becoming aware that you are in need of or are uniting with your inner guidance. We have the Three of Wands. That's you being prepared to take action. There's the Six of Pentacles. This is balance, equal give and take, reciprocity. And we have Page of Wands. That's you being like, oh, I'm like a very young person, kind of like, of that mindset, right? That you're very excited about something. Like you feel so excited and hopeful about something that feels kind of like childlike. That's how giddy I am about it, that you're just feeling all fired up. It's great news that you are feeling the downloads of that it's time. It's time for you to take action, and things are going to be in balance for you because you're listening to your inner guidance. You're healing what was broken within you, or whatever you coveted, or relationship. You're healing your thoughts and feelings about that. And you're stepping into the Nine of Cups energy. You've got the Sun, like, yahoo, I'm feeling happy. I'm playing. I'm enjoying myself. Life is good. Life is good. Life is good. Let's move these guys up. Life is good. I'm enlightened because I've tapped into my enlightenment. I have been developing in my personal power. I've had always the choice between sitting in fear or growing in wisdom, knowing what's right for me, what kind of leap of faith I'm going to take. Is it going to be a risk that I'm going to be regretful of later on down the road? Or is it going to be a leap of faith where I'm going to make a decision to do something that's going to release me from the chains of feeling like kind of Five of Pentacles, being left out, being overlooked, not getting what it is in life that you want to have. We have the Ace of Pentacles. That's getting. That's getting. You're going to be being able to happily enjoy the fruits of your decision. The fruits of your decision. This is tangible fruit. Tangible fruit. Great big blessing. Great big blessing offered by the divine. This is the hand coming out of the cloud. So you're going to be happily reaching for the things that in this 3D life is very tangible. It's an experience with someone or for something with something. You got the Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's putting a crown on your head, being tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to the divine within you, that beauty, that nurturing energy of the Queen of Cups, feeling good and creative. You're stepping into that motherly energy of the Empress, right, and becoming the artist of your life, the creator of your life. And you look at all that you're so in tune with, in touch, resonating with the ocean of the emotions. The ocean of emotions, having that beautiful balance between land and sea, right? Land and sea. That unity, that beautiful balance between the land she's on and the sea right there behind her, or possibly even all the way around her, then if she's on an island or not. So we got that motherly energy here with the Queen, and then Queen of Cups, and then we have the World. Look at you. Yep, you're finishing something so that you can come back around to the beginning. So when you've made you've stepped into the unity by listening to your inner guidance with the intuition, the unity, becoming that Empress, you've come stepping into that creator energy, manifester, right? Creator of all loving, nurturing, beautiful things. You make that journey, right? You have ended a chapter in your life that then is going to be a brand new beginning. So you're coming back around, brand new beginning in your personal power, fully seated within your personal power, with this guy out of the picture, and this one committed. You're committed to and fully in sync with and on track with. You've been doing the dipsy-do dance just like anybody else. All of us. We could have went straight up, but what's life for, right? A few bumps and bruises first. And that comes from the past, which is all about the devil energy. Because all we knew was fear before. Unless you grew up in a very spiritually focused household as a child, where you were taught to seek your enlightenment through the inner wisdom and guidance of God within, the God within. Most of us are not like that, and so we have been put upon by others of their fears, them saying, if you're not a good person, you're going to go to hell, or this, that, and the other thing, or if you don't look both ways before you cross the street, you're for sure going to get run over. So every time you get to the sidewalk, the end of the sidewalk, like this here, it's crossing the finish line. You're there, you look both ways, and you don't look both ways just once or twice. You look both ways, and you're sure that even when you've already looked both ways 3-4 times, you're sure that as soon as you step off the curb, you're going to get hit by a car. But you take it on someone else's fears, and then you start developing your own fears at that point that become your blueprint to life. And the life will be either of someone else's makings, paths of fears, or of the abundance and love, safety, security, as a master manifester, creating more and more beauty in your life. The creator of beauty and all good things. Okay, so yeah, that chapter of your life of having to make your mind up between this or that is coming to an end. You're realizing that that's what you're becoming aware of. You're currently growing aware of that it's time for you to be the one that is in balance, mind and soul, heart, right? Well, let's find out how becoming aware of this is going to transform your life. Archangel Michael for the collective. Two of Cups. Wow. That's a soulmate relationship. Six of Swords. That's a solution. Oh my God. And the Six of Wands. Success. Holy cow. So the transformation that's going to take in your life is going to be different, obviously, for everybody watching this. But what it looks like is that you're going to be loving this partnership that you're going to be in, whether it's just between you and the divine, or you and somebody who's a soulmate to you. You're going to realize it's a soulmate relationship for you. The Two of Cups, someone's going to be deeply in love with you. Okay, or you're going to be in business with somebody as partnership. Okay, because you're starting your own business, that kind of thing, or you're in partnership with somebody where you currently work, or when you go to school, you're going to meet your then future wife or husband. Yeah, the Six of Swords, it's all about you moving from the rough weather to avoiding it when you're going towards it, but by the time you get there, it's going to be gone. Did that ever happen to you? You see the bad weather, it's up ahead, but by the time your road takes you there, it's just past. So you actually escaped it. Six of Swords. But you're taking everything that you've learned along the way as life's lessons, that it was very important for you to put your crown on, which means to evolve and let yourself reach higher for guidance than going to your past for guidance. Looking towards your past for guidance just brings your past with you. And if you didn't like what you experienced in the past, then you're not going to like your present life, that then becomes your future. And this, though, you're not going to be doing that, and so you're going to be recognized as somebody who has put their crown on, okay, and are very in tune with their inner self, guidance and love. Look at all the hearts and wow, little emotion cons there. So you are definitely on the path to success and happiness, definitely. Whatever it is that you're going to be doing, because you're going to allow yourself to step into your personal power, being guided by your intuition, which is the Holy Spirit within all of us. And you're going to be crossing the finish line and on to new and more exciting chapters in your life. So everyone, pile number 2, this is what I have for you this time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. And we'll catch up with you again. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, for your reading, we're going to be looking at what are you currently growing aware of and how becoming aware of it transforms your life. So you've chosen this pile with the card Confidence, with the key word for solar plexus chakra, number 11. 11 is a master number. Okay, just bringing it up so you can see it. All right, and if you didn't choose this pile with your intuition, you might have chose it with your numbers. So we've got either 5, 14, or 41, whatever would resonate with you if you chose it with a number. And if not, the zodiac side, we've got Libra, Leo, Pisces, and Capricorn. So those are your zodiac signs for this reading. Now, we're going to start off with the major arcana to find out what card, what energy wants to be seen. This one here. And then we have the tarot to help clarify the major arcana. Right there. The Lenormand. This one. Alice. This is the one right here. And then we've got the story cards deck I'm using again today. It's the second time I've been using it. What is the story about what you are currently becoming aware of? And how will it change or transform your life? 6 cards. 6. All right. And then we'll do the tarot in a minute. Okay. So, this is what we have for you. What's the major arcana? The High Priestess. That's all about intuition, right? Things being unknown, seeing through the veil, knowing things other people don't know because you tap into your intuition, to your inner guidance. Okay? Maybe you are becoming more and more intuitive, is what I started feeling like. And look, we've got the Queen of Cups here, and she's highly intuitive. Because she is all about the emotion, which is the water, right? The water, she's balanced. Queen and a king are always balanced in their energy. So, emotion, they're balanced in both the feminine and the masculine of it. And we have the Lenormand, the coffin, 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is definitely being independent. If you're going in the ground, you're going in the ground all by yourself. I'm just kidding, guys. But anyways, I saw that. But number 8 is the card of abundance and change. Something is definitely ending, changing for you. That energy is there. What does Alice have to say? Alice says, waking up. Card number 30, which again is change, but it's communication. Now, that communication could be your intuition, the communication you have within yourself, with yourself, your higher self, that Holy Spirit within you, within all of us. So, yeah, I'm looking at this card here, the coffin. I'm not sure if those are stones, but I think it's a snake. Does it look like a snake to you? Yeah, that's like the underworld, right? Underworld. And the snake is quite divine because it changes. It grows by shedding its old ways. Yeah. Okay, what's the story? What are we talking about here? We have duality. This is the issue or the theme of the story. The duality is the realm of the ego, which is the illusion, the dream that we call life, physical life. Duality. All right, now I'm going to put the card, look here. So you got a person wearing black, blindfolded, with something, trying to either entice them for something or to beckoning them to do something. It's magnetism is what that word says. It's trying to draw them in to whatever it is this thing is all about. It looks like a creepy looking thing too. And then you have in the other room or the other side of the card, you have the duality, which is the woman's in a white dress, and she is not blindfolded, not at all. And she's got a butterfly here, all about transformation, right? Spiritual growth, transformation. There's a dark room there, but she's in the well-lit side of it. She's not inside the darkness. She's got little red shoes on too, which just reminds me of Dorothy, who was on a spiritual journey. Yeah. So that's duality. And then we have gratitude, which is the challenge in this spread. The challenging card of being grateful, finding the mind frame to be grateful for what it is that we have. So for this one here, in order for her to be able to move into enlightenment, to be able to see, right? All she needs to do is take a blindfold off. Her hands are free. She's not tied or bound. She just has to take the blindfold off, and then she'll be able to see that she's been being manipulated, being enticed to stay in the dark, doing dark things, thinking dark ways, that sort of. Where she could just quite easily move from that darkness to the chair where she'd sit in the chair of enlightenment, transformation with the butterfly. Okay, so that's the challenge: being grateful for all that life has given you, and for all that life can give you. Right. Okay, and then what we have here is number 3 card is about the past. Nature boy. Nature boy. Okay, so nature boy is somebody who, boy, think of boy being like innocent, being childlike, that kind of thing. Living in the tree house, having constructed a tree house, wanting to live in nature, wanting to commune in nature, has their friendly, loyal companion, the dog, there. And, they got the flowers and a little bit of cloud, but mostly clear skies. And it's just kind of like a fall day because the tree is getting bare from its leaves and leaves are falling. So the past is that where you have been in the energy of living a simple life. Nature boy. Living a simple life. Enjoying your innocence or enjoying your simple life that didn't really involve having to grow. It didn't really involve the intuition, the evolution. If you think about kids, right, that they're just busy wanting to have fun all the time. They're just busy doing their own thing, wanting to have fun. They don't want to be serious. They don't want to be having any responsibilities on them. They just want to do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they just want to be having fun and eat whatever they want to eat, drink whatever they want to drink, and definitely do whatever they want to do. No matter whether it hurts someone else or themselves, they just do. They do. That's very id of the Freudian personality scale. It's like id, ego, superego. They're very id. It's like life is centered around them. They're in the center of life. And so life is going to be appeasing them all the time. So whatever there is to experience in life is because they're supposed to experience it. They want to. And they should. According to them, they should have whatever they want, experience whatever they want, in excess too, right? So this is what was in the past. For you, you were enjoying the simple life, enjoying not having to be too responsible for your actions, or, it's not like you're out hurting anybody on purpose or anything like that. It's just that you weren't really, didn't really have your focus on that more spiritual side of yourself, which is about growing and evolving into the person, the human being that you're meant to be as an adult. Listening to your inner guidance, be thinking and behaving from a place of love and confidence, which is what this love, gratitude, and confidence. Confidence can be of the ego kind of confidence, like being overly confident, or confident can be because you know yourself. You know yourself intimately. You're becoming to know yourself intimately. So therefore, you are actually tapping into your inner knowing, that which not everybody has everybody has the ability to do so, but not everybody does, because they're so focused on the 3D world and what the world can do for them, which is that id personality, the nature boy child, so focused on the 3D world that I'm trying to survive in this world, so therefore I need to focus on what can I do next, or what can I take next, what can I get? What can I get? Not so much about giving to life, but getting from life. And the Queen of Cups here is to say that the intuition has become something that has been on your mind, okay? Something that's been on your mind because you're becoming more and more aware of it. You are evolving. After all, this is the past, right? The nature boy energy is the past. We have the explorer as your present energy. So you're in explorer energy now, which is kind of like, I don't know, the explorer energy in the tarot would be like the Fool, I guess. Somebody who is very curious. And she's got an astronaut helmet on. She's got the butterfly on her right shoulder, which is the spiritual side. She's got the compass, a very large compass, and those little red shoes. So again, she's like this one here with the little red shoes on. She's like Dorothy. She's holding a couple different, I think they're like tiger lilies or something like that. And she's got the star and the moon, and she's got her feet firmly planted on the ground. And she's got a little friend here, the bird. It's about someone who is guiding her through the chirps and the cheeps. Okay, so yeah, this is your present energy. You're in explorer mode now. You've left the nature boy energy behind. Your challenge, though, is to be always mindful of being grateful for where you are in your life right now, and being grateful for what it is that is available to you, even though you may not necessarily have it right now. But it's about putting all of that energy behind so that you can, with the Nine of Pentacles here, be independent in a way that says, I'm awake. I'm awake. I'm awake to the point where I'm curious about more things than just this 3D reality. I have a growing and healthy curiosity for learning about there's got to be more in life than what I've currently been experiencing. And then you've got the fox, which is the future energy. The fox is very cunning, very smart, sneaky, and tricky. But this energy here of the fox and the explorer energy together is going to have you, look at this, talk about Dorothy, right? How about Dorothy with the little red shoes? That's the house that is, it's coming down now. It's growing roots. It's not gonna, because Dorothy is on a spiritual journey in the Wizard of Oz. Is it the Wizard of Oz? Oh my God. Do I even know? Yeah. The Wizard of Is it the Wizard of Oz? I think it is. Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz? Yeah. Yes, it is Toto. Yes. Okay. So her house comes down, and it does land on the Wicked Witch of the West, but it doesn't show that because this isn't the Oz deck or anything like that. But this is what I'm seeing when I look at this image of the house. It comes down, it grows roots down through the earth, so that it's not going to be so airy-fairy. She's balanced. Once she leaves her familiar place where she was living before, in that house, wherever it was before, she went on this journey into the air, right, into the realm of the unknown, because it would be unknown as what's going to happen to her and her little dog Toto, now that she's in this house flying around in this tornado weather. And this one here has got that, it looks like a butterfly on it. It's a transformation, right? Transformation was that she went up, just like all of us. We have the curiosity of thinking there's got to be more to life. So then we start waking up. We put our ego, we lay it down. We don't kill it because you can't. if you're a body, as long as you're a body, you always have ego. It just depends on how strong the ego is compared to how strong your inner strength is. Okay? So you lay it down, you lay your ego down, and by doing that, you've woken up. You've woken up to who you really are, who you truly are, and that has you seeing things for, this a fox hunts at night, right? And so it's very, very resourceful. It's resourceful as well as being smart and agile. Okay, and that is where the gratitude comes in, because this fox is going to use all of its resources, including its own instinctual urges, which comes from the divine, because the divine wants the fox to live too. Okay, the fox to thrive, live. So it comes through. The divine comes through as instinct through animals. Okay, and it is listening to what it is grateful for. Being, I'm a fox. I have these needs, and I have these urges to do this, to go there, to approach, or to stalk, or prey on whatever it is that's going to bring me all that I need, that I am grateful for, and that will continue to be grateful for all that will come. So it's like the foxes of the mind that was yesterday, today is today. So what do I do today so that tomorrow I can do it again? Excuse me. Yeah, it lives from moment to moment, day to day, whatever. It doesn't bring the past with them. The past is the past. It's gone. I hunted, I caught, I ate, I devoured, and I sustained my physical self, my body, so that I could be in today. I could be here today, that I will do the same thing today that I'll need to do today, that then will take me to tomorrow, and I'll do the next. Always grateful in that instinctual energy of being grateful. Grateful that it's not only alive, but it has the ability, the skills and abilities, and the resourcefulness, and the cunningness, and the power, and the strength to be able to go after and to receive that which it needs, what it always needs in order for it to move from one day to the next day to the next day. And that is where this fox will be, in that mind of gratitude, because it's instinctual. Whereas for us, for people, we have the ability to deny ourselves the very internal, the very reality of who we are, which is, the vibration of gratitude, which is joy, peace, happiness, love, life, all the good things in life that make us feel confident, confident in knowing that we're safe and secure. This is not an ego-based confidence of overly confident. This is a balanced confidence where we know we're safe and secure, and that we will always be taken care of. We just have to maintain a faith and a trust in the unseen, the unknown, right here, live in the realm of the Queen of Cups, who is heart-centered, but very, very balanced in both her heart and her mind, her feminine and her masculine energies. And that knowing that if she just continues to have that faith and tapped into her intuition, which is her higher self guidance, she will be, remaining awake. She will remain, safe and secure, sustained and satisfied and satiated in life. In all areas of life, she will be leaving behind the very thing that scares her, is the reason why she's got the blindfold on. It scares her. That the side of the ego part of who we are as a person, as a personality, it scares us. It wants to scare us because it wants us to be always alert and be afraid, so that you're always looking to it to save you, to save your human self, to save you. Thinking the ego, the fears, are what's going to save us. The past, right? The past is what's going to save us. It's what we learn about, and that we begin to take it on as our belief, and it becomes our life, and then it becomes our map, our blueprint, our map going through life. That we always remember the past, the fears that have gotten us to where we are now. We must remember them, because if we don't remember them, something bad can happen to us. That's what the ego wants us to believe in. But the reality is that if you let go of the past, move into enlightenment, transform your mind, your beliefs, attitudes, opinions, transform them into a state of gratitude. Being in that energy of being fully on board with, I'm in it to win. I'm in it to win. And for every animal they eat or plant that they eat, they know that it's there. It agreed to sacrifice itself for that, to give life to the animal that preyed upon it, right? They don't have any qualms about that. They know that that's what it's about. That's that inner knowing. They know that it's about being in gratitude for what sacrifices them, their own life for their life. And they just do it. They do it because it's necessary, and they know that that was the purpose of that very thing, plant or animal, that they had to consume. To us human beings, we think, oh, it's terrible and it's sad and this and that. I hate to see it myself. I don't want to watch it on TV. But that's their realm, and that's what's real for them. That's what they need, and they don't go around feeling bad about it afterwards like we do, because they don't have those kind of emotions. So what Dorothy did is that she flew around in the realm of gratitude, where she gained confidence. See the yellow in the yellow? Gained confidence through that inner journey of putting her faith in that everything's okay. We're spinning around, lightning speed here. We're spinning around. Who knows? We're going to land. If we do land, we'll be broken up, and will we be killed, and all this sort of stuff. She just had to kind of lay her fears down and say, there's nothing more we can do about it, Toto. We just got to ride out the storm. And then they landed. They landed on top of the wicket, which is the west, which is really good. But they landed, and then now they're firmly rooted into the ground, which is that balance between air and earth, between Holy Spirit or the divine and 3D world, 3D, the physical. So solidly rooted in it now, but with that balance. Because all that time spinning around, she learned a few things, right? So let's find out what the Oracle or Tarot has to say for you for this story. Now that we've got some content, let's put Alice over here and put these guys. I was going to say, where's it? Yeah. I was going to say, where's the other card? Well, it's right there. It's just sitting different. Okay. All right. All right, so Tarot, what do you have to say? We have the Page of Cups. That's brand new, page, new page, turning over a new leaf, new page, right? Of love, of innocence, feeling innocent like this, but with the heart, within the heart space, like the Queen of Cups, right? You're growing and evolving. The Six of Wands, that's success, victory and success, right? Six of Wands being recognized for your achievements. So, you're currently growing in the awareness that you have this curiosity that needs to be satiated. And you're not going to be making excuses or apologies for it, because you have an inner curiosity it's like an itch that needs to be scratched. And you're just not sure how and when and all this sort of stuff, but you're leaving it to whatever comes. But you are definitely finding a balance between being being part divine and part 3D, part fifth dimension and higher, and part 3D. Like you got one foot firmly planted on Mother Earth in the 3D realm, and the other foot firmly planted now because of your curiosity and your gratitude for that, knowing that it's through gratitude for everything that is and what is to come. You have that foot firmly planted in faithfulness, trusting your intuition, because you're focused on, you got this heart-centeredness. Sorry guys, the battery ran out on the camera, so I had to switch. So what was I talking about? I was talking about how you're growing heart-centeredness, like the Queen of Cups here is very much heart-centered energy, and it's because she's so heart-centered energy, in that balanced energy of masculine and feminine. She is very much in tune with, in touch with her intuition, knowing things, intuitively knowing things that others don't, who are not in touch with that, with their heart center, okay, in tune with that. And you are growing awareness. I believe with this story here, it means because you're presently in explorer energy, you are growing, you're becoming more intuitive. You're realizing that your intuitive powers are becoming stronger. You're growing in strength, and that you might be getting hits of seeing somebody doing something and then learning that they did it. Doing, or just knowing that when someone approaches you, they're going to be in that kind of in a certain kind of mindset or mood, that kind of thing. Intuitively, you're going to know things. You're going to know intuitively and confidently, intuitively, that whatever decision you make next about something that you're moving towards is the right thing for you. You just feel it's right. You feel it like it's part of in your bones. It's part of your bone makeup. It is it feels so dang right? So that's being very much heart-centered, but in a balanced energy. You're going to be feeling like a kid, but not in this energy of the id, the Freudian id, right? Of egocentrism. It's going to be an energy of someone who is in tune with, touched with their heart-centeredness through gratitude for what is and what isn't, what will be and what will be. Like the fox, just grateful for what is. Grateful for what is, and doesn't have any emotional hang-ups about what they have to do in order for them to achieve Six of Wands, right? In order for them to achieve, because as long as they're following their inner guidance, their inner radar, right? And seeking out that which will sustain them, and not having those emotional hang-ups, right, about someone else having to sacrifice themselves for their benefit. As long as we're in the mindset like we are doing what we need to do, we're not out to harm anyone or anything, including ourselves. We're of a mind of what is the right thing to do, that's best for all, the collective, for yourself, for the collective. You are in the energy of success, victory and success, that you will be achieving great things to you, right? You will be achieving and being seen as someone who leads their life through trust and faith, knowing that their curiosity is not about killing the cat, it's about loving the cat. And along the way, you're going to have many successes, and other people will not be able to have the successes that you are having. They will fall away from your path, and you will keep moving forward, and you'll be meeting people who are of that kind of mindset, that they are living their life through gratitude and just doing what they need to do without the mind of I need to get so that someone else has to lose. You're not of that mindset. You're just in the mindset that you're just going to do what you're feeling guided to do, inwardly guided to do, and feeling quite confident about that. Very much in tune with your solar plexus energy. And that's that high priestess energy of knowing what's the next right thing to do, because no one's going to be hurt. Even if someone does get hurt, it's not because you're doing it to hurt them. And it's not because you're in the energy of, oh, I didn't know any better, I'm sorry I hurt you. It's not in that either. It's like the fox. You are in the energy of doing what you're feeling inwardly guided to do, and not feeling that you're going to be regretful, or that you're going to have regrets later on, because you know that what you're supposed to do, whatever next step you need to take, is, if it's for your highest good, because you're following your highest guidance, for your highest good, then it's the highest good of all. Even if it looks like it's to somebody else that they're losing out because you got. I hope I'm able to explain that properly to you. But it's not you having any kind of regrets of you gaining something that you were meant to have, you were meant to experience, by someone else losing out on that opportunity. So let's say there's two of you up for a position, a promotion in workplace. You get it, they don't get it. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to feel bad for them and then like sabotage your work time, your work life, because you're feeling bad for a person who didn't get it? Or are you just going to take the position and go with it, run with it and make it your baby and do the best you can for the company in that position? Like, you're not going to keep looking back at the person who lost out on that opportunity. You were the best candidate for the position, and you were chosen, and that's where the divine led you. So that's the kind of thing that the foxes say. I got the job, the other one didn't get it, but that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and it was the right thing at the right time. And I'm not going to be walking away from this feeling regretful. I'm just going to keep going. Just keep going. That's a very successful mindset. Okay? And then we have justice, because, it's justice after all. Everything that you do when you follow your guidance, your inner guidance is just. Always is. Your inner guidance. So you're going to be learning that you are becoming more and more powerfully intuitive, because you're in that energy of creativity, of curiosity, the explorer, not having regrets, because you know that what you're doing was as a result of you allowing yourself to free fly in the divine, by getting in touch with, tuning into your highest self, waking up, the Holy Spirit within you, waking up through the solar plexus chakra energy system. So if you don't work with your chakras, it might be something you'd be interested in starting to do, because you want your chakra centers to be open and spinning healthfully and being aligned with each other, as well as being, most specifically, the chakras, the third eye, the throat, third eye, and crown chakra to be aligned with the divine, and heart chakra as well, but also the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra being aligned with Mother Earth, which is the 3D realm. That's what you want to do if you're working with your plexus, your chakra systems. Okay? So we got justice. Yes, it's justice. 9 of Swords. There's been a whole lot of, opportunities and times where you have been stressing out and things haven't been going well for you. But that was because of the path, that the focus of being centered on fears, the id, the nature boy energy, the egocentrism of being in the dark with a blindfold on that you could easily remove, but you didn't, either for one reason or another, you didn't want to, or you just couldn't at that time. But you're growing in awareness, you're growing that you're realizing that your intuition is getting stronger, and you're putting the past behind you with the Six of Cups energy, and you're taking that leap of faith into the unknown with the intuition at your helm. That's the divine. No longer allowing the ego of fears at the helm. They'll creep in, of course, always, but you'll be grown enough in gratitude, balance between the divine and the gratitude and the ego, or the heart and the ego, or the heart and the mind. However you want to say it, it's a balance. You be balanced in it. This is your outcome. This is your solution. To be balanced in that heart and mind, that the next new beginning you have, something that you're going to be taking a leap of faith in, is like, it's just going to bring you justice and success, right? Justice and success, victory, all things moving forward. Four Swords, you're going to have plenty of time because you take the time. The Four Swords, this is respite time. This is you. Although the laptop is open, you're not working on it. You're not working on it. You sent a message. You said, I've done it. And now I'm just going to sit here, hold my book, whatever that is. Might be a journal. Might be the Bible. Who knows? But I'm going to hold my book, and I'm just going to take a moment. And take a moment. That's you possibly meditating. That's you centering yourself in silence and tapping into your intuition to find out what next. What next? What am I to do next? And it's about that, taking on that transformation. You're transforming yourself from the id to the id to the ego to the super ego personality, where you are very much tapped into and turned on with being awoken to who you really are, confident and rooted in that, rooted in your confidence now because of the balance. Balance. What was that? Nine of Pentacles, right? Nine of Pentacles. You'd be very, very independently well off, right? And you put something to an end, transforming with the Death card, transformation. Coffin card, right? This is, and here she just gave birth to a baby. Now she's transformed her life by giving birth. That's what you're doing. And then there's the strength where, you're not holding back anymore. Look at you. You've got the lion on your back. Definitely tamed it. You're feeling good and strong and courageous and confident in your solar plexus energy. The infinity symbol here is all about eternally grateful, but eternally living successfully, victoriously, enjoying your life, because you put the past behind you and your worries and concerns. The Ace of Wands we've got here, brand new beginning in motivation and passion, desire, seeking life for everything that it's got to offer you, just like the fox does. The fox doesn't sit around and say, oh, yeah, that bird, yeah, I don't think that bird. I think the other bird will be better for me. The bird that I don't see, that's not in front of me, I think I'll go for a bird that's not in front of me. I'm going to go for a bird that's better for me than this little scrawny one in front of me. No, it's not going to do that. It's going to take the opportunity to grab the, golden ring to support itself, right? When it has the opportunity to do that, it's going to do it. And that's what you do in the Ace of Wands. The Ten of Swords, it's all about this ending of, basically betraying yourself, sabotaging your life by not being in the guidance, under the tutelage of the divine. With the confidence that you gain from that, you are no longer going to be in an energy where life is going to serve up, swords, daggers. That's going to stab you in the back and put you down. You're not going to be in that energy any longer. 10 is the end. This is a 10 of swords. 10 is the end. You're no longer in the energy where you're going to be inviting, attracting things that are just basically going to break your heart, going to let you down and make you feel regretful. Regretful, angry, hurt, and pain, less than, lacking this, that sort of thing. No, you are no longer going to be anyone's bare back, right? That bare back where it's begging for a sword to be buried into it, right? A bare back. You're no longer anyone's bare back. You have turned away from that kind of life by being curious about there's got to be more to life than this, and you're growing in the awareness of your intuition is getting stronger. And that's what you can rely on. And the final card is the Empress. Oh my God. The Empress is the final card. This is you being the pussycat there, and she's got her phone and book and, all sorts of jewelry and perfume, and she's got everything. She's got a beautiful purse down there, lovely furniture and environment. And she's got the flower wreath on her head, showing status of being like a goddess, right? And she's very pregnant, ready to give birth. She is the feminine of all feminines. That's you, in the energy of nurture, of care, of receiving, of abundance, of prosperity, of love, of feeling good, of feeling safe and secure, all because the Empress is balanced in all the energies of the Queen, so she is therefore a Queen of Cups as well as the other Queens. She is highly intuitive, as is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Wands is to some respect as well. So you are very, very full, satisfied, satiated, ready to pop and give birth to new adventures moving forward, right? New adventures moving forward. Just remember to lay your busy mind chatter down for a while every day, and centered yourself, focused on listening to your inner wisdom right here. Okay, so that's what we got for what you're currently growing aware of. Your intuition. You are becoming the Empress. All right, you're becoming the Empress who is a master manifester of all things. She's creator, after all. So, Archangel Michael, how are they becoming? How is the collective becoming aware? And I gotta say this right. With the collective becoming aware of this, your intuition becoming stronger, how is it going to transform their life? Now, it's different for everybody, obviously. So let's find out what the Archangel Michael has to say. We have the Eight of Cups. That is definitely moving towards healing, like leaving something behind to go after something else better. Stairway to Light, which is the 22. That's an extra card in the Major Arcana. So what is that? That light looks like a whole lot like this, right? It's that gaining confidence, because it's like the Stairway to Heaven, right? That song by Led Zeppelin. It's the stairway to light. You are emerging into the light, leaving the darkness of uncertainties and negative experiences behind, to grow in your enlightenment, where you still have experiences that will not be pleasant, but you're going to deal with them so much differently. And as you deal with them so much differently from a heart-centered space of curiosity and being well-grounded, balanced, and no regrets, because you're listening to your inner guidance, in gratitude, you will actually deal with something very well, a challenge, negative experience very well to the point where you've healed it, and you will not ever come upon that kind of experience ever again with the same person or with the same situation. Never again will you be facing that experience, because that's what the divine does for you. The divine has, you're walking this path with all these open doors, whether you notice them or not. You're walking past, but if you're walking past them with the blindfold on, not seeking guidance, right? Purposefully seeking inner guidance for what door to look at or go through, then you're going to go through doors that are not necessarily right for you, and it's going to have painful, pleasant experiences, right? Which should help you grow. Not all of us do grow from those painful experiences. But when you're tapped into your light, your inner guidance, okay, when you're tapped into that, you know which doors not to stop and have a look at to determine if that's right for you. You know which doors. You just intuitively know which doors to walk by. And if you do happen to stop and you go through one door, you're going to have this experience. But you're going to have this experience. You're going to deal with it very, very well. You're going to come out from that doorway, from that room, whatever it was that offered itself up to you, as a life's lesson that you've handled very, very well, because you're in tune with your divinity. That when next time you keep walking down the hall with all these open doors, there's this door that looks an awful lot like the door that you just, it came out of the other day or last year or years ago, and you're going to say, been there, done that, and I don't ever have to do it again. And it just automatically, magically just disappears, becomes wall now. There's no doorway there. It just becomes a wall. You're walking past a wall now. There's nothing there to entice you, to manipulate you, to beckon you here, to beckon you into that room again, because you don't need to have that experience. The way you handled the last time, you did it so well that you learned your lesson about it, that you don't ever have to experience that situation ever again in your life. That's closing doors, so that you can walk down a hallway with only the doors that are truly right for you, that will offer up all sorts of success and victory opportunities for you, that are just for you and just for the collective as a result. Your highest self. So that is what is happening, is that you're going to be, look at this. Look at this. Okay. So you're walking by the room like I was talking about, because you're following the light. You do not have to, he's leaving her because she's a problem. She's a problem. He sees that she's a problem. It was a blind date, maybe. And, he took the leap of faith to go on a blind date, not really knowing the person he's meeting up with, probably going to pay for the dinner and that sort of thing. But he decides, he gets there and he takes one look at her and he says, oh no, this isn't right? And that's because he's been there, done that before. He doesn't have to do it again. So he is escaping an emotional investment to something that is not right for him, because he has been ascending into the light, following his intuition, trusting it, living by it. Where the Seven of Swords energy is like the tricky energy here, the fox. Right? Seven of Swords energy. Look at this cat running away with a fish that was obviously on this this chef's table, that she was likely going to, fillet and chop up and cook and stuff like that. The cat saw it and took advantage of it, ran with it, literally ran with it. And it's not looking back and saying, oh, I'm sorry, I hurt your feelings. I'm just doing what I instinctively do. This is just what I need to do. I do this because I do it to survive. And I'm not apologizing for it. I am not apologizing for it. Okay, Page of Cups. Because I'm following my heart. I'm following my instincts. That inner guidance. So that is what's going on here. And this person's not seeing it that way at all. but you are seeing it that way because you've grown to know that whatever you feel that you need to do, it's because you know it's the divine guiding you there. So if you need to take that fish to survive, that's what you're going to do, and you're not going to apologize for it. You're going to take the job, the promotion, even when 2 or 3 other people applied for it. You might feel bad for a moment for them because you know you'd feel bad, but then you get on with it. You start working in your new role, and you do everything you can do to help the company from your new position. So that's what's going to happen for you, is that you are transforming your life into going into neutral, that neutral frame of mind where you've been there, done that. You don't have to experience past experiences anymore because you've grown from those past experiences, because you've gone into the light. You've tapped into your inner divinity, your inner wisdom, and you're going to be doing things. You're going to be taking opportunities to do things because you're feeling guided to do it. It's not about hurting anyone, and you're not doing it out of that, just fleeting innocent that, I didn't know this would hurt you. No, it's not from that at all. It's from you knowing that the divine is leading you there. You truly inwardly know that. It's not just some delusion or illusion. You know how, like Hitler might have said, I got to do this because God only loves blonde hair, blue-eyed people. And so I've got to get rid of the world. I have to clean the world of any other race that is not blonde hair, blue-eyed. He might have thought that God had put him on the earth for him to be that one, to do that, which is a delusion, right? That's crazy. So that's not where you're coming from, right? Because you are very much innocently tapping into your curiosity of what is there more in this life. There's got to be more in this life, and I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it from being directed with a very large compass, which is the divine, and the butterfly, with what I think are tiger lilies and your little red shoes on, Dorothy, right? So you are definitely doing it from a curiosity that doesn't kill the cat unless you have to. And I say that with lightheartedness, of course. I would never want anyone to kill a cat, ever. I love cats. So, or any animal, for that matter. But you get what I'm trying to say, I hope. Okay? Well, I hope that was helpful to you in some way. And take what you got from it, leave the rest. But please subscribe and like if you enjoyed this reading. And take care of yourself till next time. Bye for now.